Hi, it's Malika, and yesterday I got a lovely message from a friend about juicing and cancer, and basically it's something I really want to share with you all with the aim of either giving you some guidance, or maybe if you know someone who's going through treatment for cancer, we might be able to help them and assist them in any way. Now, what I found myself replying was that I'm currently on a juicing detox, and so I think that triggered the conversation basically. And there's different levels and different types of juicing, and you just have to look online and you'll see. And it can be a little bit confusing, and sometimes you just don't know where to start or what's appropriate. But I can only talk about my experience and why I chose to do what I did, how I felt, and maybe, my insights basically. So, my insights on the juicing and treatment for cancer are that when I was diagnosed, my treatment plan that was put in place for me was that I had to go through chemotherapy. I had 8 rounds of chemotherapy, and I would return for my treatment every 3 weeks. And what happens with chemotherapy is it's extremely toxic. It's not something that is really to be taken lightly. The reality is what it does and what its purpose is to do is to kill off cells that are reproducing themselves quite quickly, in order to either reduce or get rid of those cancerous cells which reproduce extremely quickly. And that's the aim of chemotherapy. The only problem is it cannot tell the difference between the good cells and the bad cells, really, which is why it brings on hair loss, because these are cells that are replenishing and renewing themselves daily, constantly. Our nails, for instance, you'll find that becomes a problem, and your nails usually get very weak and sometimes will blacken, and sometimes even lift off the nail beds, which is not nice at all. Also affects things like, so the chemotherapy also affects things that like your tongue. That's part of our bodies that if you ever bite your tongue, or have a sore, it regenerates and heals itself extremely quickly. So that's something that chemotherapy affects, and therefore there's your tastes change, and there's a lingering taste which isn't great, and you're likely to form mouth ulcers and all sorts going on there. So that's what chemotherapy does in a nutshell, very basic. But why I decided to juice whilst on chemotherapy was that I wanted to find a way to just give myself as much goodness, to literally flush out the chemotherapy once I'd received it as quickly as possible, and to give myself added vitamins or minerals and nutrition, because the thing is, the chemotherapy obviously wipes out your immune system, and then takes away your natural ability to cope with minor viruses, or anything, even like a common cold. So that's why I wanted to take on juicing at that time in particular. So I started really by adding it to whatever I could eat or would eat at that time, which wasn't very much, to be honest. So I started off just with really simple juicing. I had carrot, apple and ginger, then started to add some spinach to that. And then I'd look for more immunity boosting recipes online. There's an amazing wealth of information out there. I truly recommend you following Chris Carr, who has an amazing story to share, and is basically she shines a light for green juices, and just check her out. She has amazing recipes, and for anyone who's interested in not nourishing their bodies, or perhaps who also is going through cancer at whatever stage. So that was the beginning of it, and I'll be honest, I truly believe that made a difference to my ability to function, literally. I think it gave me an extra boost. I actually, that was the best way for me to get the goodness in when I didn't really want to chew anything, when my mouth was not feeling too great, and or if I was just too tired. That things being said, what I would recommend, if perhaps either you're juicing, or maybe you're the one that's has the cancer diagnosis and wants to add this to their daily routine, is that some days when I was extremely tired, I found it hard to even prepare the food. You see, something that you need to be aware of is when you are on chemotherapy, you need to peel and wash everything that you're eating, because you know, you really even don't want to risk eating pre-prepared salads, because you don't know if they've been washed and cleaned thoroughly before they've been prepared. So you have to be so careful. So if you have friends or neighbours that are asking how can they help, perhaps they could prepare those fruit and veg for you, you know, peel them, wash them, get them ready for you, or even better, juice for you every so often when they're coming over, you know. Just ask them to juice something up for you. So I would really recommend that if you can find a way to add juicing to whatever your treatment is, or if you're perhaps going the route of not taking the conventional treatment and looking for ways to nourish yourself, juicing has got to be number one on there. So that's why I believe in juicing, full stop. So I hope that that's helped you in some way. So go check out the internet, look up Chris Carr. She's the don when it comes to juicing and green juices, and she obviously has also lived with this diagnosis, and amazing story. So I'd recommend you do that. And also my other recommendation is, if you can help someone to juice, then that might be the best thing to do. Okay, I hope that helps. If you have any other questions, or perhaps you've got some good tips or comments, please share them below this video, or get in touch with me. I'm on Facebook, and I'll post the link for my Facebook page down below as well. Okay, take care, and good luck. Bye.